Hello, and welcome back to the HF Design Studio channel. My name's Alana. I'm a freelance lettering artist and designer. Today's video is going to be all about things that freelancers need to do before the new year. Now, of course, these are just my suggestions and things that I'm going to be doing personally. Take and leave whatever you want for your own business and as it applies to your life. You know yourself best, but without further ado, let's get to it. All right, tip number 1. Backing up our files. So I mention this because I know firsthand what it's like to lose certain files from your computer. Things aren't where you thought they were. They just go missing. You delete something by accident, empty your trash can, the list goes on. I really recommend backing up your files onto something like this, which is an external hard drive. This is a 2 terabyte one that I use. I hook it up to my MacBook and I do backups weekly, really. This is just good for, organizing and having file archives. So I like to organize my file systems by year. And then obviously I have little subgroups as they pertain to my business. So, the client projects that I worked on this year or some pitches that I send. So I like to do that using Dropbox. I use that basically as my cloud-based archive, I guess you could say. And I also use iCloud storage. And if you're a freelance artist like me, I use an iPad. On this device, I have a lot of different files that I use from, art programs that I use like Procreate and stuff like that. So I have a whole YouTube video actually about backing up and saving your artwork in Procreate, just basically making sure that you're covered and that you've got a little bit of extra cushion and insurance so that things don't just get corrupted and lost. And you'll really thank yourself for it because once you're ready for the new year, you're starting off in January and you'll go into your computer and everything will just be perfectly organized and empty and ready for you to start adding to for the new year. Let me know what kind of digital organization and file backups that you use in a comment down below. I'd love to know what kind of system you use. All right, next, I like to set goals, right? So I have goals that I set for my business. I have personal goals that I set for like personal development and stuff like that. I like to think of it as looking back at my previous year's goals. So the things that I was able to accomplish, or maybe some things that I wasn't able to accomplish, just sort of assessing that and reassessing and seeing how that will help me set some goals for the coming year. A lot of, sort of basic categories that I like to cover with my goals are, I have a revenue goal every year, client goals. So it's not always quantitative. Sometimes it's just like, I have a list of clients that I'd love to work with. These are like some dream clients. Those are kinds of goals that I like to set. And then thinking of it in terms of how can I manage these goals, right? And make sure that I actually have a framework to achieve them. So I'll link in the description box below about how to set SMART goals, but basically SMART is an acronym and it makes sure that your goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So that's basically the framework that I use to make sure that I'm not just sort of setting, I can set loftier goals, like, just sort of abstractly, just for fun. But in terms of like, okay, I actually want to make X number of, dollars next year. How am I actually going to do that? And making sure that I'm breaking it down in a way that makes sense. And then, like I said, we're freelancers. You're doing a lot of different things for your business, but also what kinds of things are you doing for yourself? Something as simple seemingly as I want to make sure that I get 30 minutes of fresh air a day, or like go on a 15-minute walk, every day at this time. So don't forget to not leave yourself out of setting your goals. Next, let's get organized. I say get organized in this sense, I mean, what sort of system do you have in place to make sure that you're keeping on top of your day-to-day? So I personally use a planner. This planner specifically will be the one that I'll be using for 2023, and I'm super excited to use it because it's beautiful and it just like has so many like additional things in it. I'll link it in the description box below. I highly recommend this planner. It's by High Note. I suggest getting a planner. I also use digital systems, so I I like to use Notion to stay organized. So I keep a lot of my, information in there, things that I need to access quickly. My social media posting schedule is in there. My organization system for YouTube is in there. So my scripts and, what needs to go up when and all that sort of stuff. And it really just helps ease my mind and just get rid of all the clutter that can sort of build up in our heads when we're just like not organized. This can also mean having a filing system physically in your home or your room or wherever you work. Sometimes I accumulate a little bit of paper. So I do have physical file folders to keep myself organized, papers for, that have to do with like finances regarding my business or like collecting other paperwork. You'll thank yourself. Your future self will thank you. The you next year will thank you for having systems in place for organization in the new year. Next, we're gonna make sure that we actually take a break, relax, set your away messages, actually designate some time when you're like, I'm not going to be working. Even if it's just, a few days, just making sure that you're taking the time to just do nothing or whatever you want, honestly, as long as it's not pertaining to your business. It can be so easy to just fuse yourself completely with your business and just completely forget. It's just like, wow, I'm a whole person. Make yourself some tea or your favorite beverage. Put on some Netflix. Listen to some cool music. Play a video game. Let me know if you're playing any video games, by the way. I'd love cozy video game recommendations specifically, or something along the lines of Ori. If you've heard of that, leave me a comment down below. So yes, just taking a break and relaxing, because one, you made it through the year. Congratulations, you deserve it. You deserve to celebrate and relax and just do whatever you want and kick back before you jump back into it in the new year. So this next one is sending out thank you notes or thank you cards to any clients that you've worked with in the past year is always a nice little touch. Even if it's just like a little digital, maybe like paperless post kind of thing, just like a thank you so much for working with me this year kind of thing. I know people love sending out little novelty things, knickknacks and just like sort of fun things. I'll leave in the description box below some gifting sites and suggestions that I've gotten from other freelancers. If you're interested in doing that for your clients this year, it's like a nice way to end the year and just like thank people for being like, hey, thanks for keeping me above water, for giving me money so that I can keep living in wherever I live. Especially for the people who paid their invoices on time. Even if it's just sending an email, just like, yeah, just saying thanks. It's a nice thing to do. They'll love it all the same. Let me know any of your own personal tips that you have for me in the comment section. I would love to know how you guys are preparing for the new year. Don't forget to like this video, share with a friend, share with a freelancer friend, and subscribe if you're not part of our community yet. I'm wishing you a happy new year. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.